Tepu, assalamu alaikum, namaste, haru nefer. This is Qesankh Keperu with another video for you. In this video, we're going to talk about the elite's power of synchronicity. But before I do that, I want you to hit the like button on this video. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Hit the subscribe button to get notifications on when I go live and when I upload recorded videos. If you're interested in learning more about my spiritual teachings, you can become a Patreon supporter. You can do so for as little as $1, $5, or $20 per month. It's up to you. You'll get exclusive access to instructional videos on the esoteric, videos that will teach you how to meditate properly, proper breathing exercises, how to put together a magical amulet, how to do rituals, basically how to do self-hypnosis to curb your overeating, and how to work with the oracles. And if you're on a SARE level supporter, all your oracle readings are free. So become a Patreon supporter today. You can cancel anytime. Also, if you want to learn more about my spiritual teachings in your spare time, you could download a free ebook. Just scroll down below and just pick a link and then download the ebook, start reading right away, and it'll give you more in-depth information about my teachings. And last but not least, share this video with family and friends so we can get the revolution started. So, Haru Nefer, how are you? Got a really important subject for you today to get into, and that is synchronicity. And I've done videos on synchronicities before, but this one is different because I want to talk about it from the perspective of how the ruling elite, how they use it to their advantage, and that's very important. Who are the ruling elite? They're the 1% that control this planet. They're the ones that are in control and hide behind the scenes. They're like the Wizard of Oz, hiding behind the curtain and manipulating things. George Lucas talked about them in his movie, The Phantom Menace. So keep that in mind. It's funny because I've been doing conference calls all day and everybody's talking about the Yoda. The other one guy was saying, "Oh, I see you've got the child." And I was like, "The child? Oh, yeah, that's what they called him before Baby Yoda or Grogu." When I try to go to sleep, he gets up and runs around. So he's very animated when he wants to be. The other day, thank you for noticing too. The other day I went to what was like a CVS or something to get some lotion, and it's a particular type of lotion I use. So it's all natural. It won't aggravate my skin, And I remember walking in there, and it always concerns me when I travel because it's very hard to find this lotion. So I remember walking into the CVS and walking right down that aisle for the skincare products and standing there looking for my lotion. And I hear one of the customer service reps helping another gentleman. And she walks him over to where I'm standing exactly. And she points out to him the lotion, the exact lotion that I use, which they were out of. And she pointed there and he was like, "Oh, okay, so, I'll come back when you have more." And I was like, gee, what are the odds of me coming at this particular time and running into another guy who's out to find that particular lotion? Very interesting. So this morning I got up early, 6 a.m., and I felt like getting my favorite sushi veggie wrap, okay? So I said, well, I had a conference call at 7, so I said, I'm going to run to the market and get the veggie wrap, come back here in time for the call. So I go to the supermarket and I go right to the sushi aisle, and lo and behold, there's nothing there. I mean, it's like everything's gone. And I noticed that there's a young woman and her daughter standing next to me. And they were like, "Yeah, we wanted the sushi, but there isn't any." And the funny thing was, let me go back a bit. As I was walking up to the sushi, Her and her daughter were walking up at the exact same time. They had got there at exactly the same time, right? And she was like, oh, we wanted the sushi. So I kind of knew what was going on. So I said, I believe they bring new sushi every day at 10 a.m. So I walked away and I went to, you know, they have like the butchers and those guys behind the counter. So I kind of like yelled out, hey, do you have any sushi? And he comes from behind the counter and approaches us, the three of us. And he says, oh, sorry, the guy didn't come yet. He'll bring it at about, what did he say, 9 or 10-ish or so. And I was like, okay, cool. So I walk away and I was like, well, what are the odds of this woman walking up with her daughter at the exact same time, you know, for sushi? And it was just funny. But I know that lately I've been meditating a lot, a hell of a lot. And when you do that, what happens? Well, I want you to understand what Carl Jung called synchronicity, and that's the alignment of several things that happen, which may appear to be a coincidence. And you can check his book out on synchronicity, and he talks about the Egyptian dung beetle. Very interesting how he stumbled onto synchronicity. Now, we all have this power to actually make it happen at will. And this is done through tapping into 5D, fifth density, or the subconscious mind. And all it takes is you meditating properly. See, what happened there, and I went to the Oracle to consult the Oracle, and the Oracle kind of gave me insight as to what's going on. What happened there is kind of like a spillover effect. You know what I mean? It is not something I directly, intentionally was trying to do, but that's a side effect of what I was trying to do. Because when you're trying to go for a goal, such as make your business successful, find a mate, be able to afford a certain car, in order to do that, you're going to have to shift to a parallel reality where that thing you want exists and you can interact with that. And this is called quantum leaping. And when you're quantum leaping, inevitably you're going to leap into parallel realities where you'll see coincidences or synchronicities happen. This is an indication that you're moving in a direction of the thing that you want. Keep going, keep working on it. Don't give up. Now, these things can freak you out. I've had synchronicities that literally just shook me to the core, where I almost started like panting and couldn't breathe because it was so real. But you must understand, this is part of your magical power, and it's going to happen. And you're not going to be able to control it. You'll bear witness to it. You'll see it, and you'll know you're on the right course. But it's not something you're going to directly be able to control, because your objective is one thing, and the synchronicities are starting to happen all around you, which are indicators that you're going in the right direction. And these synchronicities are very, very powerful, powerful. And when it began happening to me, it indicated to me that reality is not static. It's not fixed. That it's malleable. It's adjustable. And that if you have the right mindset, you can control time and space. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can control time and space. You can make people be at certain places at certain times, or you can make them disappear from your reality. I've always said this slogan, which fits best, it's my reality and everyone else is just a guest. Let me say that again. You can make people disappear from your reality. When I was teaching acting, the students were so more concerned about meeting the right producer, casting agent, or what have you, than they were rehearsals. So they would pay lots of money to get at these networking events where top casting directors would be, top agents will be. And I told them, I said, you don't have to do that. You don't have to pay that type of money, because you have the power within you to align to a reality where those people will coincidentally bump into you. I have bumped into the most famous people, all because I was doing my meditations properly. I've had dinner with very famous people. I had dinner not too long ago with Chevy Chase from Saturday Night Live, and I pitched him a project. Had dinner with Alanis Morissette. So I want you to know that these things are real, and that when you are taught in a Western civilization to rely on the physical, you're shortchanging yourself, because you have a power that in many cases is greater than physical application. You don't need to purchase a ticket for $400 to attend a networking function so you can meet a millionaire to invest in your business, or so you can meet the right casting director. You can summon them through the power of synchronicity so that you'll be at the right place at the right time. There was a famous pop singer that I liked a lot. I knew I would never meet her. One time, my friend came to work and said, let's have lunch at this deli. And I never go to that deli. I went to that deli and I ran right into the pop star. She gave me tickets to her concert and backstage passes and everything. And her and I became friends after that. All because of meditation and synchronicity. You don't know any investors? That's okay. You have magic. Those magic will align the right investors for you, set you up with meetings for them. I remember when I was pitching a movie project at the company I used to work for called Payne Weber. And I didn't know anybody there. I was a temp employee, but I was running around trying to moonlight. Hey, how you doing? You guys are too perceptive, man. I'm not going to get into this, okay? You guys are magicians. Anyway, what was I saying? Now I lost my thought. Oh, by the way, hit the like button if you can. So I'm a temp employee at this company, running around trying to get investors to my project, my movie. And I'm meditating every night. I'm dreaming about it. One time I go to work and I get a call from the law department and they want to see me. The legal department. So I thought the jig was up. I thought the word to get around what I was doing, I'm in trouble. So I was basically going to clean my desk out. I walk in and there's a big conference table. And sitting around this conference table is all attorneys. And they're like, well, we hear you're soliciting people for an investment to a movie. I'm like, oh, shoot. Yeah. So I wasn't going to lie. I said, yeah. They said, well, we'd like to, we would be very interested in investing. Would you do a pitch for us right now? And I was like, what? Yeah. So I did the pitch right then and there for them. Must have been about 15 of them. So I want you to know that when you're doing your work, things align properly to assist you along the way. Now, what happens if you are taught all your life that this stuff doesn't exist, that it's all mumbo jumbo? Well, you can be taught that, which you are, but the ruling elite, those in power, are using magic in very devious ways as well. They're making people be at certain places. We'll put it to you this way. Do you think that these millionaires and billionaires get that way through their own effort? These people are appointed and backed by the ruling elite through rituals. And these rituals will have them at certain places to arrange certain business deals, to receive certain money, throw money into a certain stock that will rise and make them instant multimillionaires. You see, when you are dealing with synchronicity and you know how to use it, it's unlimited what you can do because you're controlling the very fabric of space and time. So the ruling elite knows the secret, and here's the secret. You see, I as an individual have only a small percentage, 6% of what I can control in terms of how I want my reality to go. But when you have unlimited power or energy in the form of human resources, meaning when you have people who will do a ritual for you, you have masses of people who do a ritual for you, whether they're aware of it or not, because most times you're being manipulated to do a ritual for the ruling elite and you don't even know you're doing it. So you're being manipulated and to do these rituals for the ruling elite, to put in place certain individuals so that they will hit the lottery, win big in the stock market. And a lot of that was about what we just seen transpire over the past year in 2020, because if you notice, the billionaires became even richer. How could that possibly be? That when the majority of people were facing bankruptcy and unemployment, the top percentage of billionaires became more wealthy. Do the research, you'll see it. Well, this is through the power of synchronicity and how they're setting things up for their advantage. So you've been part of a big, big con game. You see, you've been told that magic is not real, all this stuff doesn't work. Meanwhile, they've been using it to enrich themselves. There are documents on the internet which will show you how these synchronicities are lining up. And they're very peculiar because they're messing with the space-time continuum. Once you understand that there's no past and there's no future, there's only the now moment. And if you seed yourself an idea in the now moment, you will align with the things that you desire magically. But you don't believe in that because you're trained and programmed not to believe in that. Meanwhile, the ruling elite does their little thing, and all of a sudden they got an extra 400 million in their bank accounts, shifting through parallel realities and quantum leaping. But you're taught not to believe in that. But it's real. So they do this by two means. They either put together a ritual with their members, or they feed subliminal ideas out through mass media to get you to do the ritual for them. I'm telling you that the wealthiest people in our country did not make it there through their own merits. Magic is behind it. Many of the so-called pop stars, actors, magic is behind it. They didn't just come in, audition for a role and get it. They made a deal with the devil. And the ruling elite says, we'll do the rituals to synchronicity align you with the right projects. Absolutely, yes. Perfect. That is, or they can wear a talisman. You're absolutely right. I used to believe that if you work hard, you save your money, you invest in a business, you can be part of the American dream. I used to believe if you audition, if you have talent, you'll be a famous actor. But now I'm realizing that it's all done through black magic, magical means, sacrifices, quantum leaping. You know, so let us put things in perspective and understand how the world really works. Jordan Maxwell said, nothing is as it appears. And he's true. I mean, he's right what he says with that. We have fallen victim to the illusion. It's all smoke and mirrors. But you see, God gave this power to all of us equally. God did not give the ruling elite more power than you. The only thing the ruling elite has that you don't have is they have more people working for them. But if we can awaken the masses and the masses think alike, we can quantum leap to the reality that aligns with what we want. This is why I often recommend meditation or prayer groups. The Bible says if two or more agree, so shall it be, and that is true. Your power is increased exponentially the more people you bring into the fold. So if you could bring people to your house, or you can set up Tuesday nights meditations or something like that, and you all agree to focus on an intention, watch how it comes to fruition. Watch the synchronicities. The other thing that you can do is, and this is the most simplest form, but it's also one of the most powerful ways to manifest something. You and your mate, when you're getting busy, before you reach that climax, or just as you reach that climax, I should say, visualize a goal that you both agree to. That sexual kundalini energy will be channeled into that visualization, that goal, and it will push it into this reality. Do you understand? Or if you masturbate on your own, masturbate with the visualization of what you want. And then when you come to the climax, hold that visualization and continue to do that. So instead of focusing on a lustful visualization, you focus on, if you like want to move into a nice new house, masturbate on that, visualize that, hold that image as you climax. You understand? And then watch the synchronicities happen. And this is the same thing what the ruling elite do. When they have their rituals, most often it's homosexual rituals where they penetrate the anus of each other, because there's a organ in the anus that when you penetrate it, it shoots up that kundalini energy really fast and strong. And this is also with children. This is why they kidnap children and perform rituals on them. So when you're penetrating the anus, that energy is so strong, and they have that visualization that it has no choice but to come to fruition. And this is the same thing with sacrifices. When they're about to sacrifice a person or something, they have that person hold a visualization, or they seed them with the visualization. And that shock of the death experience pushes them, pushes the energy, and forces the energy to have the objective flower and come to manifestation. Yeah, they do, unfortunately. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. But again, you don't have to deal with that, because you're going to be doing things to align with God on a spiritual level. So you're getting together with like-minded individuals and you're meditating upon the objective, and watch the synchronicities and watch how you quantum leap to that reality of the thing that you want. Whether it be meeting the millionaire, meeting the agent, casting director, or meeting that person who will suddenly gift you a new car. So keep that in mind. But as I said, you know, I look at things like the porn industry, right? The porn industry, yeah, exactly, Wandering Sage. Yeah, that's why it was a fuss, and it was in shortage too, you know? Yeah, all right. But see, the porn industry or the adult industry could have been a really great thing to teach people how to use their chi force, their energy, to change their reality, the quantum leap. But because of a left brain concrete thinking in the Western world, all it's really used for is sex for sex sake, just for lust, when it could have been used as a way to bring you that which you want, the law of attraction, to manifest things between you and your partner. You have that energy you're using. Why not channel that energy into a just and right thing? Well, maybe that's why we got the Kama Sutra. But can you imagine the porn industry actually changing and teaching about the sexual energy of the spirit and how to manifest things through sex? Or maybe the rap industry talking about how to use the music to heal people and liberate people. But these are dangerous notions that I'm teaching, dangerous ideas. Because the ruling elite doesn't want this information out. Because what that'll do is start to raise the consciousness of the planet. People start to see where they've been doing wrong. In the adult industry, they have the videos with the orgies. Can you imagine all those people getting together, having that little orgy and visualizing peace on the planet? Oh my God. Hey, let's all climax and visualize peace in the Middle East. The ruling elite would have to stop that right away. You would see such a crackdown on the porn industry like nothing you've seen before. They don't want this out there. They don't want people to understand and awaken the power that is within them. All this I teach is on the peripheral, and they want to keep it that way. They don't want it to be mainstream. They don't want you believing in magic, even though they're practicing it, a dark form of magic. And to get back to the idea of the your question, because I want to point something out that's very clear, so we have an understanding. And before I do that, I have to shut so no one's monitoring or hearing what I'm saying. I have to take the plug out here. Okay, good. When I mentioned the fact about these rituals being done on children and they kidnap children, I want you to understand something. Every year, there are thousands of people in this country that go missing. Where do you think they go? Check out Stanley Kubrick's film, Eyes Wide Shut, where he explores this. For a while in Atlanta, young Black women were just turning up missing. So you must understand that people just don't drop off the planet. Many of these so-called serial killers, all these child molesters, have a connection to a bigger force, and they don't want you to make that connection. You understand? Because if you make that connection and you realize something bigger is going on here, and that what you've been told is all a lie, you know, do the research. On a global level, hundreds and thousands of children are missing. Where are they going? Just missing. So why isn't this front page news? You understand? Think about it. Think about it. We have yet to see behind the curtain. We have yet to see the wizard, and they will never expose themselves. They don't want you to know they exist. They don't want you to know what they're doing. Because if you really understood the depth and the breadth of it, there would be a revolution overnight. There'd be mass lynchings of government officials who are directly involved. This is why I say we don't really understand what's going on. We're not connecting the dots. You see, we're too caught up in basketball, rap music, music awards. Who's beefing with who? That's childish stuff. When you become a real adult, you start looking more in terms of the welfare of the planet and other people. And you start to wonder what's going on. You start to question things. You know? You're too old to be into rap and Jordans and beefing and talking about Jay-Z and Puff Daddy. You're too old for that. Beyonce. You should be looking at world affairs. How best to move with the cards you've been dealt with, meaning your destiny reading. You know? But they have to keep you in a state of arrested development. They don't want you asking the right questions. Rather, what they want you to do is just be thinking about getting that next pair of Jordans, thinking about what Jay-Z and Beyonce are up to, or the Kardashians are up to, what Kanye West is up to, what Lakers game or whatever. That is child stuff. That was maybe okay when you are a teenager, but you're an adult now. You're an adult now. You need to be concerned with real issues. And part of that is you don't even take care of your own religion. You don't value it, the religion of Asar and Aset. So you have the Vatican will steal it from you. would put the original Black Madonna in the catacombs, in the basement of the Vatican, and the Pope will worship that. Meanwhile, they'll feed you a white version that you think is legit. Did you know there's life on Mars, but NASA keeps lying to us? Because the media lies. I have a cousin who is so mainstream it's ridiculous. She believes everything mainstream media says. If they say, take a shit, she says, how bad do you want it to smell? We have to understand we cannot trust the information that's being put out to us. We've been misled, we've been lied to, especially about who we are in our history. You know? That history we've been taught, the history of the planet is a lie. But we're so willing to believe it. The I-ching, the Chinese oracle, says you've given up your magic tortoise. You lean on things which cannot support you. We lean on modern media too much. We're too much consumers. We don't investigate and look into things ourselves. NASA is nothing but a propaganda machine that's been lying to us from the very beginning, lied to us about landing on the moon, put a telescope orbiting the Earth, and when that telescope discovered some important things about life in outer space, they shut that telescope down and said, oh, the mirrors aren't working on there. I'm sorry, the mirrors are malfunctioning. We're going to have to replace those mirrors. They did that just so they couldn't take any more photos. These pimp pastor ministers know the truth of who you are, which is God man, God woman, but they're making too much money and they want to buy jet planes, private jet planes. And the people just follow them along like idiots. You have one of the greatest religions or spiritual systems on the face of the earth, yet you throw it away to follow backwards people who have proven throughout history to wage war, to terrorize peaceful people, all in the name of Christ. How do you profess to be a Christian and you've participated in a slave trade, waged global war, almost annihilated a people from the face of the earth, Native Americans, and yet you say your religion is good? It's not. It preaches racism. It preaches sexism in the Bible. It was used to justify slavery. And every Sunday you go and you support this. Meanwhile, the religion of your ancestors dating back into antiquity talked about oneness with God, not to fear God. It taught you meditations to help you transcend your emotions and to get you into 5D, fifth density, so you can commune with God. But you throw that all away. You've taken the bad and thrown away the good. Every person should be embracing the Aset religion. Not because it's a religion, because it's right. It contains within it the means to transform the person. Christianity has no means to transform you. It just says, repent and your soul will be saved. The Aset religion has mantras, meditations, an oracle system to get you to God. Christianity says, oh, synchronicities, oh, that is coincidence. The Aset religion says, no, you are time traveling. That's what synchronicities are. Christian religion gets you to fear the naked body. The Aset religion and many African religions had people walking around naked because we didn't look at the body in a lustful way. Look at it as natural. We were a people of the sun, which is why we have melanin. When the Bible talks about you're cursed, that's why you're dark skinned. So I want you to understand this, the game that's being played. Mike, they're going to pull that game with you. Here's what they're going to do. They're going to slowly drip the information. Oh, first they found water. Now they're saying, well, we may have found a mushroom. They have found legit life on Mars, but they got to prepare you for it. So they got to come up with these little schemes. Oh, we found a bug on Mars. And then they'll finally lead up to the fact, oh, we found intelligent life. They're such full of shit. It's not even funny. They're so full of it. And the reason you know it is because China, India, all of these people, or these countries, are building probes to get to Mars. Why is everyone now building probes to get to Mars? What's the big interest now? Well, because they found life. And they're keeping it a secret. They're conspiring with each other. All the countries, including the United States, are conspiring to keep the photographs from you that they've taken of civilizations on Mars. You wouldn't be spending, every mission is at least $1 billion. How many missions have we sent up there? At least 20. You wouldn't be spending this amount of money to study dirt in the desert up there. No, you spend this type of money when you found something. All of a sudden, we're not interested in the moon anymore. We're interested in Mars. Why do you think they keep sending us the same photos, the same images? Oh, here's the desert. Here's the sun. Here's the sky. Same photos every mission. That's a cover story. That's a cover story. All right, so I want you to think about that. But going back to what I said, and if you guys get opportunity, please donate to the channel, that you have the power within you to control time and space, to be at the right place at the right time through synchronicity. The ruling elite is already doing it. And I tell people this all the time. If you think you're going to combat them, if you think you're going to fight them on their level, boy, are you sadly mistaken. You see, they can make it so that you thought you were going to be at one place and now you find yourself at a different place. When you control time and space, that's like almost unlimited power. I see these fools getting their guns and getting ready, to protest with their guns and all that. I'm like, who you gonna fight? Who are you gonna fight? Because they can make the guns disappear very easily by shifting to a different quantum reality. They know how to do it, but they haven't done it because they don't want to show you their true power. Just like the military has awesome weapons. They have lasers, they have transporters. Go see a movie called The Panama Discussion where they reveal that. When we did the invasion on Panama, they interviewed the people, and the people talked about this advanced weaponry they had. So I'm not even getting into the advanced weaponry. I'm just talking about the ability to make you disappear. So we just have to, I see these pet owners being mangled by their pets, like they raised the lion cub from very, very early stages, or the gorilla, and suddenly the gorilla turns on them and beats them to death. And one woman got mangled so badly by a chimpanzee that she had to have corrective surgery. They couldn't fix her face. It was so bad. But I want you to understand that comes from a lack of respect from the animals. They're wild creatures, and you must respect them. And I also want you to understand in the same vein that you're dealing with these ruling elites, and you must respect their power, because it's very dangerous. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you go with this callous attitude that you're going to barge in there and show them what you're made of, or stand for your political rights, they're going to unleash a power upon you that you have never experienced in your life, and it will literally traumatize you because you have yet to respect it. I respect it enough to know not to challenge it on that level, because I know what they can do. So I'm stepping back. But if you think you're going to get up in their face and do this, do that, good luck to you. To change the face of the planet, to change the direction of the planet, you have to start within. The 100 monkey principle tells us that, and the law of state transference is, if you want others to be in a certain state, you must first put yourself in that state. If you want love, peace, harmony, or intelligence on the planet, you must be of a person of intelligence and love, peace, and harmony first. And that energy will transfer and vibrate and create a different world. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to combat things on a physical level. You can do it from a very, very spiritual level. It's called the Panama Deception. I just put the link in the description box. The Panama Deception. It won an Academy Award. It talks about the lasers that our government was using, the advanced weapons. Well, that's how they get you. You see, it's hard enough just to pay bills these days, of course. So they get you stuck in survival mode. Therefore, you'll never look at the bigger picture. And I know it's difficult. I totally understand where you're coming from. But we're going to have to learn to be in survival mode, but also look out for our best interests. Because when you're in a perpetual state of survival mode and you don't look out at the bigger picture, you become very ignorant. You'll lack intelligence. You'll be easily manipulated. So you got to learn to walk and chew gum at the same time, unfortunately. It's going to be difficult. It's a tightrope you're walking, but you got to do it. This is why they keep you in debt. They make sure there's only a limited amount of jobs out there for you. It's all designed to stress you out. But if you tune into your power of God, man, God, woman, you can rise above all that. I want to thank you all. If you get an opportunity, please donate to the channel. This is Qesankh Keperu, son of Ma'at Tahuti. Ma'at is the beautiful goddess Heteru. Till my next video, I'm in Ra.